Hey. Hello, this is MJ and Newton, and welcome to another vlog. So the video that you're going to see is basically the night that I went to see the art battle at the Artist Project. So the Artist Project is an exhibition where most of the exhibitors are artists that are selling directly to buyers. So it's a great opportunity to see what's going on in the art community in Canada, because there's artists mostly from Toronto, but there's artists from outside of the city as well. So that was fun to see. It was a night of the art battle, so I actually got to experience the art battle from the audience once again, which is always a fun thing to do. But this time, because of the fact that I started to participate to a couple art battles myself, it's a great way for me to learn the technique. So you'll see throughout the video, it's kind of fun to see how different artists solve the problem of being able to create a finished painting in 20 minutes. Yeah, I've done it before. There's definitely, the first time I did it, it was quite the learning curve, but it was very interesting. And the crazy thing is, it made me want to do it more. Speaking of which, I am going to be doing a live painting art battle at the Spoke Club on March 21st. So if you're a member of the Spoke Club, or you know somebody who's a member, you can come and see me and some other artists. That should be fun. So anyways, this video kind of showcase what I've seen, and I think I'm going to do a little voiceover of the things I learned, because it was really cool. And that's about it. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you next time. Bye. On my way to the exhibition place to see the Artist Project. And every time I come to the exhibition place, I'm supposed to go to the Better Living Center. It is the most unfriendly pedestrian space to go to. Like, the bus drop you somewhere really far there, and you have to go through this like industrial looking area to be able to find the building. They could add shuttles, they could add signs. Nope. Just kind of like figure it out for yourself, which is not really cool. And it's a quarter moon today, which is kind of cool. Anyways, I just wanted to show that. So this was the 11th Artist Project Fair. There were 250 artists and over 5,000 works of art to see. That's a lot of art. My trick is to go through all the aisles and only stop at the places that speak to me. But first, I was right on time to see the first round of the art battle.
Welcome to Art Battle at Artist Project. Settle down. No, don't settle down. Screaming is allowed. This is a different kind of presentation of fine art. The artists do the work right in front of you. And we take the fun of voting to see which one is the best one. All of the artists here, of course, have booths at the Artist Project, so be sure to check out their studio work, which may or may not resemble their work they can do in 20 minutes. As I came on the microphone, our students going to give a wild card in the first round. And we are going to draw a name from the hat, from an actual wild card from one of these in the world. And we're going to pick a name, and this person is going to step up to the canvas. We already have brushes and paint set for them there. And that person is Michael Hawaiian. Michael, how are you? Michael, how are you? Are you an artist?
Round one. It's interesting to see how each artist starts their painting. You can literally see how they think and how they're strategizing by the way that they approach their blank canvas. What I was really impressed with was the way that the artist Claire Desjardins started her canvas. She actually used this technique of basically putting a lot of paint on her canvas, and spreading it with a squeegee, which covered the canvas very fast. And I'm going to borrow from that technique. It's perfect for my cloud paintings, especially for an art battle. It saves you a lot of time to actually have the whole background covered before. Speaking of clouds, it seems like I'm not the only one who has a little fascination with clouds, but I noticed that artist Margaret Cresswell was painting clouds as well. I was a little nervous at the beginning for the artist called May Barnvale, because I was looking at his canvas and I was like, there's not a lot of things to see right now, there's not a lot of time left, but it turned out okay. And the wild card, Michael, was very impressive. So it's kind of cool that they pick up some random person in the audience to be able to compete with the artist and to see what they're capable of doing. So he actually came up with something that was really cool. I did get some wine because wine and art go well together. I did have a little bit of a chuckle when I saw that there is a limit of 2 drinks per customer. Coming from Montreal, I think the culture when it comes to drink is completely different in Montreal, Quebec than in Ontario. So every time I see these limitations, I have a bit of a bit of a eye roll, but that's another story. So another thing that's interesting is to see how some artists prefer to paint on the floor as opposed to painting on the easel for everybody to see. I'm assuming it's to be able to get better control. However, for the audience, it's a little bit difficult to actually see the painting develop. So it's an interesting thing to see for me as an artist who love to participate to art battles, to like live painting, to be able to be on the audience side and see what works and what doesn't work for me. And it's kind of interesting for me to kind of go around and see what they're doing, to take notes and see what I like, what I don't like, and keep that in mind for when I'm going to do my own live art in the future and things like this. So the first round was really cool. The paintings were quite impressive. And yeah, it was fun to kind of see that first round. And after that first round was done, while the votes was going on and stuff like that, there's a bit of a break between. That's when I used the time to actually go and see some of the aisles of the art installation and the booth of the artists that were there at the time.
At 836, it's Anthony Vandertway. Next up at easel number 6, she's creating works that bring light to this place that we call home. Please put your hands together for Miss Noma Bliss.
Round 2. So for round 2, what I learned from the artists in this round was from 2 specific artists. So the first one was Noma Bliss. One technique that she used was that she had newspaper that she put on top of her painting as she was painting to be able to add texture to her painting, and it turned out very nice. You'll see a little bit later on as you look at the video. And another technique that was very interesting was from Anthony Vanderton, I think. He was quite fast at creating a figure using only one color, but using different values of the color to be able to create shadows and light, and he was very quick at constructing a figure, which turned out very well also. So yes, it was again interesting to see how each of the artists approach their canvas, and you can see the ones that are a little bit more experienced where they actually have techniques and they kind of go really fast. They know exactly how to cover the entire canvas and how to construct their painting, their art, whatever subject that they're creating right away, and it seems like they have a very good command of the canvas, and they know exactly what they need to do to be able to represent what they're trying to represent, which is very impressive, and it is very enlightening. So I learned a lot just by looking at what they were doing. Round three. The cool thing about round three, it was a bit of a surprise, a happy surprise for me, was that the canvas were painted black. So every artist had to start with a black canvas, which I thought would change their approach to their painting and essentially spice things up in terms of a challenge. So for the third round, it was basically the top winners from round one and round two that were chosen to paint, and they basically created some great paintings. I thought it would be a little bit more different than what they did before, but I guess when you have style, you kind of represent the same thing. I think I was also a little bit tired, so I didn't record as much as the process as the first round, but it was really cool to see what they did. And then at the end, all the paintings were available for purchase, like at a silent auction. And that was about it. So I recommend, if you're an artist, I think it's a great idea to go to art battles, because it's a very great opportunity to learn from different artists, different techniques that you can try by yourself later on at home, and or even at an art battle in the future. So I hope you enjoy this little vlog of my visit to the art battle, and I will see you next time. Bye. You want some food? Oh, you got up? Yes. Yes. Oh, yes, yes. That's a yes. That's a yes. Okay, let's go get some food. Ready? All right, let's go.